Hi friends, log on to my website fastbeam.com and talk to me on the forums. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram.
इधर ही Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am riding this, which happens to be the Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster, yet another motorcycle on the Bonneville platform. And to start off with, let me show you the headlight. Typical Triumph Bonneville headlight, round shaped, round indicators as well for the retro feeling. Triumph logo inside over here gets the LED treatment and is actually a very nice looking unit. Fork gaiters which do make some amount of noise on bad roads, and this motorcycle gets Cobra tires from Avon. 310mm dual disc at the front, unlike the Bobber which only gets a single disc up front. And yes, it gets Brembo brakes. This is the crash guard which is finished in chrome. Even the exhaust pipes are finished in chrome, and fit finish is excellent on this motorcycle. So as you can see over here, this machine has front set pegs and the engine has a lot of attention to detail. It says Triumph since 1902 motorcycles over here, and fit finish is just supreme. This fuel tank can take only 12 liters of fuel, and given that the mileage is between 18 to 22 kilometers per liter, the riding range isn't that much. Here is the keyhole to lock the handlebar. Meanwhile, here is the keyhole for turning on and off the motorcycle. Not very conveniently placed. Now it gets this beautiful leather bag, saddle bag, which can withstand speeds of up to 130 kilometers per hour and can take 3 kgs of weight. Now this bag is waxed cotton, and yeah, it does look nice, but this as well as the front visor, they, along with the fact that the mounting for this saddle bag are all optional and cost around rupees 1.3 lakh rupees. Yes, that's right. So it gets a backrest for the pillion seat, which is not very big, but the grab handle for it is very inconveniently placed. Meanwhile, the rider's seat is nice and scooped and wide, and also gets an ass rest over here. As you can see, the finish of this motorcycle is phenomenal. Nothing what we wouldn't expect from a Triumph. Gets spoke wheels over here, obviously has ABS on offer as well. The rear tire is 150 section. It's a 16-inch unit, good enough I would say for this kind of a motorcycle. Rear tail light is a little small, gets the LED treatment. You get this extension which is more useful as a grab rail, again retro lights because they are round in shape. And overall this motorcycle does look very nice. Only thing is the handlebar is a bit low position and is very wide as well. Takes some effort to maneuver this motorcycle. Beautiful finishing on the front brake master cylinder, and these chrome mirrors aren't very practical, don't offer a good view of what's behind. They had to be wider, they had to be rectangle IMO. Anyways, as you can see, it gets adjustable levers for both the brake as well as the clutch, and yeah, there is piano black finishing over here too. So beautiful looking motorcycle, check. Engine feels nice, refined, smooth too. And this is actually a box wherein you can keep stuff, so you can remove it, but it is some sort of an effort to do that. Speedmaster Bonneville written over here, and the pegs for the pillion are a little weirdly placed, especially when you have these bags over here, so you have to kind of adjust for that. Anyways, as you can see, the motorcycle is turned on right now. This is the pass by switch, and this is for low beam and high beam. This is for the cruise control, this is for the indicator, this is for the horn, and this is to toggle to the multi information display. Now as you can see, right now it is showing the tachometer. There's a gear position indicator over here, a fuel meter over here, and it's telling you what mode it is in right now. Now if I toggle through this, you can turn on and off traction control. Then you can get into the odometer. There are twin trip meters as well, and there's a real-time fuel meter too, along with an average fuel meter which is saying it has consumed 6.5 liters for 100 kilometers. Then there's the distance to empty as well as a clock. Now this is basically to turn off and on. This is the engine kill switch, and it is also to turn on the motorcycle. This is to toggle to the riding mode. There's rain and road. Right now I have put it into road mode, and this is the hazard light switch of this motorcycle. Now let me rev this motorcycle a bit. Speedometer on the top, telltale lights in between, telltale lights over here as well, and the motor does sound very nice, loud, and yes, it's not the most refined motor out there, but still it is nice and smooth. Lower down, mid-range is the punchiest thing on this motorcycle. So here I've shown you a complete view of this beautiful looking Triumph motorcycle. But how is it to ride? Well, let's just get onto the motorcycle, which has a sort of an upright riding position, and the wide handlebars means that you won't be comfortable right off the bat. So let's get going. does like to tip through corners and doesn't scrape much unless you go for crazy lean angles, which this motorcycle is not meant for in the first place. But get onto the gas and the acceleration is unreal for a motorcycle which weighs this much. Here we go. Red line's at 6,800 RPM. Now in 7,000 RPM. In second gear, third gear also it's pulling nicely. And my goodness, the performance is really very good. It really pulls hard and strong. But there's just too much buffeting. Just way too much buffeting. This windscreen visor is optional, but is of no use at all, because for my height, the wind is still right into my helmet. And the motor is very refined, extremely refined motor, as you would expect from a Triumph motorcycle. The gearbox is also very smooth shifting. The clutch is on the lighter side as well. So here we go yet again. Come on. I love the sound of this motor. It just sounds so good. And first gear I pull it off the line. My goodness, it does 90 kilometers per hour in first. Second gear it gets to 120 kilometers per hour. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes just 5 seconds. And the performance is amazing. This bike feels so good to ride. Now this is a 1200cc parallel twin motor with 8 valves, produces 77 horsepower and 106 Newton meters of torque. Low end is good, mid range is the strongest part over here, and in the top end it's not that great because Redline comes in very early by cruiser bike standards as well, because 7,000 RPM is not really much. Alright, here we go. You can see the ride quality is good. This bike is based on the Triumph Bobber, which had a pathetic ride quality. This one is slightly better because the suspension travel has been increased till it's quite less, and that's the reason you have to be careful over bad bumps because it can bottom out a bit. Otherwise, yes, the ride quality is good. The motor is so punchy. Get on the throttle and it just takes off, and that is really very reassuring. Now this motorcycle is easy to flick as well, in spite of it actually being quite heavy at 245 kg. So at lower speeds you can feel the weight, but as you get going, yes, it becomes much easier. And I love the sound from this motor. It does sound nice. Handling is good by cruiser bike standards, but this isn't a motorcycle which you would push around corners. The tires offer good grip as well, and yeah, the wind blast is a concern. However, the good thing about this motorcycle is that the refinement level is on point. Only thing is I can feel some vibes on the foot pegs. Even though they are rubber mounted, I can feel the vibes on the pegs. I can feel them on the handlebar as well. So the brakes are sure-footed, good stopping power, 310mm discs at the front, and it gets dual disc, unlike the Bobber which just gets a single disc. And there's obviously ABS as well, so overall performance of the engine as well as the brakes is supreme. The ride quality could have been better for longer journeys. It just fails to impress when it comes to bad roads, and there are a lot of bad Indian roads, especially the ground clearance is also on the lower side. Rest though is fine, and I love the gearbox of this machine. Yeah baby, nice noise sound. Tall gearing massively. Anyways, should you buy a Triumph Speedmaster? Well, honestly, it's just a Bobber with more practical bits, but trust me on one thing. The Bobber just looks so gorgeous, which makes it such an amazing motorcycle. This also looks good, but yeah, it doesn't have the same appeal of the Bobber. The Bobber is just so splendid. Back onto the gas, yeah. So should you buy a Triumph Speedmaster? It's a good motorcycle. No denying that fact. Yeah, it feels premium, and when you compare it to the T120, well, the T120 is just cheaper and fulfills the role anyways. Now this is a Ford Mustang. As you can see, the same one which I had ridden earlier. Love the punch from the motor. The mid-range is so strong. This isn't a motorcycle for outright 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration. Nope, it isn't meant for that. And over the speed breakers, I'm jumping over them. Little bit of discomfort on the seat. The seats are comfortable though, and overall it's not a motorcycle you would like to push around corners. It isn't meant to be pushed around corners. This isn't the motorcycle for that. So getting onto the gas, it does maintain its line pretty well around the corners. And at rupees 13.5 lakhs, yes, it is on the expensive side, but you get a motorcycle which is quite polished for long distance duties and obviously comfortable as well. This motorcycle also gets cruise control, which works from third gear onwards when you are above 50 kilometers per hour. So now cruise control has been turned on, and yeah, there it's going to maintain the speed. So that's also a lovely thing on this motorcycle, which means that I can stretch out in comfort when this motorcycle keeps cruising at a constant speed. Now this works between almost 45 kilometers per hour till 160 kilometers per hour, and surely a boon, but not really on Indian highways, because you really can't relax as such, because you have to be alert. You can't just leave the motorcycle on cruise and be like, okay, bye, let me go. And here we go. And it's 120 kilometers per hour, after which confidence goes for a complete toss. So I'm not even on full throttle right now. That's the level of confidence toss, especially once you cross 120 kilometers per hour. And that's because of kind of the loose front end on this motorcycle. But then it does pull so strongly. It is hugely impressive, a motorcycle. Come on. Too much wind blast, just too much wind blast to deal with, unfortunately. Otherwise, this is a fab motorcycle. And there's so much wind, you know, that moving your foot to the brake lever takes a lot of effort, because the wind is kind of deflecting that as well. Anyways guys, if you like this video, you know what you have to do. Give it a thumbs up, that's a like button. This 6-speed gearbox is such a charm. I will see you in the next video real soon. Bye bye.